Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're solving a minimum difference between highest and lowest of k-scores. So we are given a zero-index integer array nums, where nums of I represents the score of the ith student, and we are also given an integer k. Now we want to pick the scores of any k students from the array so that the difference between the highest and the lowest of the k-scores is minimized. And we want to return the minimum possible difference. So if you look at this example, out of one score of 90, the difference will be 0. Now in example 2, the difference between two scores, there will be a difference of 5, 8, 2, 3, 3, and 6, and 2 is the smallest one, so we will return 2 as our result. So now that we have seen some examples, let's get to how we can solve this problem. So to calculate the difference between k-scores, we can sort the array and we can iterate through the array. And as we iterate, we can then use this formula, index plus k minus 1 minus nums of index. So we will know that this would be the difference between the highest and the lowest of the k-scores since the array is sorted. And then as we iterate through, we want to keep track of the smallest difference. And then finally, we will return the smallest difference. So let's go over this example real quick. So we will always initialize result to infinity, and then we will sort the array, and now we will iterate through. Since k is 2, so the numbers will be right next to each other because it's k-scores. So 4 minus 1 is 3, less than infinity, so we update the result. Move on to next one. 3 is equal to 3, so we move on to the next one. 9 minus 7 is 2. 2 is less than 3, so we update the result. And now that we have come to the end, we can return 2 as our result. So the time complexity will be O of n log n, where n is the number of elements in the array, because it will take n log n time to sort this array, and the space complexity would depend on which sorting algorithm you use, but I will be using the Python built-in sorting algorithm, so for me the space complexity would be O of n. So now let's get to the coding part. So first we will sort nums, and we will set result to infinity, and now we will iterate through length of nums minus k plus 1, so for I in range, length of nums minus k plus 1, and we will calculate result by taking the minimum of result, or nums of I plus k minus 1 minus nums of I. And finally, after iterating, we will return result. Let's see if it works. Okay, perfect. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I hope to see you all again soon.